Okay, so today I think I want to talk about just stuff that you want to say out loud but you just can't. Okay, so I feel the need to say a couple things out loud that I have not said this summer, and to do that I think I'm just going to go ahead and post it on YouTube for the whole world to see because it needed to be said. So this summer I babysat for some friends of our family, and for the most part the kids are pretty good. I really didn't have any issues. I mean, the first couple weeks were really hard. The kids were trying to, getting used to having someone that they really didn't know all that well hanging around, and the ones that did know me super well, they were kind of adjusting because they were so used to seeing me as a friend rather than someone who is an authority figure. So, I really didn't have issues. And then they have some friends across the street who would come over and they'd come over and play, and I'd watch the kids. I'd just watch all of them while they're having their play date and whatnot. And so it just became an everyday thing. I got to hang out with the kids all the time, and they're really a great bunch of kids. But there is one kid, I swear to God, this kid is 5 years old, and he freaking told me, and I kid you not, and I quote, "God, I hate you so much. You're the worst babysitter ever. I wish that I could stab you through your eardrum and poke your brains out." So I was I wouldn't be quite as disturbed by that if he wasn't actually holding a sharp object. He was in the kitchen, and he had his hand in the silverware drawer when he said it. So I was, needless to say, a little alarmed. So something that I needed to say out loud at that point but never got to say was, why is this child not being beaten every single day? I swear to God, if my kid ever said that to anybody, I would beat the living crap out of that child. Never, ever would my child be so disrespectful. And it's just so weird because his older brother and his older sister are two of the most well-behaved kids, but it's dude, that kid just ran, I don't even know, he just ran amok all over the place, and I cannot believe that he had the nerve to say that to my face. But, yeah, death threats from a 5-year-old, so, I mean, that was pretty new for me, and while I'm pretty harsh, I tend to be pretty good with kids. I'm not necessarily a kids person, but, I can get along with kids, play with them. We can have fun, and I'm not used to being hated by little kids, so that was, it really took me aback, and it was, it didn't really hurt my feelings because I knew that he was just speaking from, an irrational place, but, I mean, first of all, where did that kid even learn what to say? That is that disturbing. I just don't understand how, where he picked it up, especially because, his family, both of those families are, they go to church all the time. They are, really good about disciplining their kids. I honestly think that the older 5 children that I was watching, or rather the older 6 children that I was watching, one wasn't from either family. She was a house guest at one of their houses. Honestly, I just don't see how, I honestly think the older 6 are going to be okay, but I just don't understand how kids just know from, an early age what to say. I guess he had to be taught that, but I don't know who would teach it to him. So it's crazy, and I mean, I just don't know what to say. So that's just one of those things that I need to say out loud, is that sometimes I'm not an advocate for beating your children. I take it from someone who was spanked a lot as a kid, just because, that was how everybody in my family's ever been raised, is, you spank your kid when they do something wrong. And sometimes, it was a little harsh for me because I was pretty sensitive growing up, and so I got my feelings hurt by getting spanked a lot. So I'm not exactly the world's biggest advocate for that. However, I do believe that there are certain situations where you should beat the living crap out of your kids, and that is definitely one of them. And I know it's probably really controversial to say, and a lot of people are really going to disagree with me, but I mean, if you have a 5-year-old issuing death threats to people, and that kid is about to go off to kindergarten, I swear I would beat the crap out of that kid. And it was really hard not to just smack them around myself. And, like, you know, I would never hit anybody else's kids, but I've never been so tempted in my life. So yeah, it was just definitely like I had this weird out-of-body experience with it, and it's just an experience I don't care to repeat. Having like someone so young spout something off at you is just, it's so disturbing. Like, I can't even believe that happened. It happened a couple weeks ago, and I'm still, like, you know, kind of freaked out by it. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. I really want to hear what you guys have to say and your opinions. So definitely comment below. I just want to hear what you guys have to say. So, okay, bye for now.